I'm Brenda Harris, and welcome to On the Creative Road. This is day 14 of 30 Days of Art warm-ups, and I want to keep the intro short and sweet. We're going to continue what we were doing yesterday. Some playful textures and patterns and just whatever comes to mind as we're doodling here. And I don't want to talk too much about the next couple of days. I want to just stay present in just what we're doing today. Okay, so we're just going to do that for about 10-15 minutes, but you might need scissors tomorrow. All right, let's get started. This is often leftover paper from something else, and I'm definitely one of those people where I have a hard time throwing paper away. I'm like, I can use this for something. I can make something out of this. And I'm going to show you an example of what I mean. When I first made each little pattern, I wasn't worried about what it was. I just did whatever came to mind. And then as I put this together, then I made more, critical decisions of what color went with what color. In this stage of the game, all we have to do is just have fun and not worry too much about what it looks like. So I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes and let's see what kind of textures we can come up with in that amount of time. So I have this thinner paper, it's drawing paper, so I'm going to start there. Goal is to get through this little pile. So I'm going to start with the thinner drawing paper. Okay, and let's see what color. I think I'm going to do some yellow to pink. My brain was processing to a bright pink to this bright orange. I'm just gonna kind of do like it's gonna slowly cross over to the right hand side. Because I think once I'm making a different image with these colors, it'll be really nice to have some spots that are fading, that are maybe both two-tone. So that's why I'm thinking that way. So I'm gonna start with this yellow, and I'm just gonna do hatching. I'm just gonna do some lines going the same direction. And I'm not worrying about anything really. Anything goes right now. I'm not worried too much about what my lines look like. I'm going for a little bit of scribbly look. If I went slower, I would get a more controlled lines, but I think I'm just going for texture right now. So I don't need it to be perfect. I want some spots to be dark. I want some spots to be light. And as I get farther down, I'm gonna loosen my strokes so it looks like it's almost fading into that white, even though I know I'm gonna come with my next color. So now I'm gonna bring in this light pink. So I'm gonna come up a little bit higher here, and I'm gonna do the opposite, where I'm gonna have only a few lines here coming this way. So there's a fade into the yellow. So not too many, just a few little lines, so that way they're kind of shuffled together. This actually feels like a real workout. There's an energy to it. Since I'm moving a little quicker, I want to see how many I can get in 10 minutes. I feel like I am going a little bit faster. I don't feel like I'm rushing. I don't feel like I'm necessarily being sloppy. I think I definitely am getting the effect that I want. But since I am moving fairly quickly, it does feel like there's a faster energy here, like there's movement and overlapping a little bit. And then the same thing I did with the yellow, where I kind of faded out and I started having less lines. I'm going to do that same thing. Just filling in wherever I see the blank of the paper. All right. That looks fun. I'm going to get my bright pink. And same thing. I want there to be kind of like less marks here, so I can see that light pink there. Shuffle these colors together. And then I can do more of this bright pink. And I'm running out of paper, so as I go down, I don't need to really do the fade because I'm basically at the end here. I like how this more muted pink, lighter pink, looks next to that bright pink. That's fun. I'm gonna turn this paper around. Do a few lines here. And now I have this purpley, this is processed red. Looks magenta to me. Like a very red purple. Nice, I like that fade. Ooh, I love this page. I can't wait to use this somewhere else. Make a letter out of it. Ooh, it's like a sunset or sunrise. That's nice. Okay, so we've got one. Now I'm gonna grab this piece of paper, and this is definitely watercolor paper, so I'm gonna work in watercolor with it. I've got stuff everywhere right now. You know, but that's kind of how it's meant to be. I think the more things I have around me, the more likely I'm using them. Whenever I hide my art away or hide my supplies away, I feel like they don't get used. They're just hidden in some closet somewhere. So I'm just soaking up my paper, feel like loading up my paper kind of. It's definitely going to bubble because I'm filling those fibers of the paper with water. And now I'm going to come in, I'm going to pick this. This is called Shadowy Green in my collection of colors here. And I want to fill, ooh, that's nice. I'm going to fill the whole page with it. Maybe not the whole page. I'm not going to go to the edge, I think. I'm going to like, I don't know why even. I just feel like I want to leave a little white around the edge. For funsies. Dry brush stroke. It's nice on the edge. I'm going to get a little bit more paint so I can get it darker. Needs more water to activate that little. Yes. Maybe I leave some area white and let it do the thing it does when it dries, where it spreads and you get all the weird little textures. So I want some lighter spots and I want some darker spots. Ooh, and when it dries, I might dry on top. I might do something on top of it. Add something to the top of it. So I'm gonna sit that just away for a second. So I have this, this. All right, so now I have this, it's torn. That's okay, and it's also watercolor. So let's see. I really love this color. Let me use this greeny gold. Maybe do some stripes. Move this over here. And this paper has the texture to it. So wherever that texture is, it's definitely gonna pool in those spots. Ooh, it's kind of fun to do this wiggly movement while I put the color in. And this is what I mean by just have fun and just play. I wasn't thinking about that ahead of time. I wasn't thinking, oh, when I move to that paper, I didn't pre-plan that. It just, I don't, the child in me was like, what if I wiggle it? And I'm letting myself run with it. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a different brush, a thinner brush. Color. Let's go for it. We have this really bright vermilion. Why not? What if we have like a thinner little line that also is not quite straight? What if it's coming like a little snake all the way down in between? Ooh. That's fine. I like those two colors together. That brighter orangey red just really pops. Oop, this might touch. See how close I can get it. And if it touches, it might bleed into each other. But let's see what happens when that happens. It's okay if it does. It's definitely gonna bleed right there. Might let that one be. Just let it exist like that. We'll cut it out and use different parts of it another day. Color pencils away. The final papers I want to work on are these ones. This is my favorite paper. Turn it over for watercolor. And I'll show you why. And I think my alarm's gonna, we have about, just a few. Yep, 1 second. I knew it was coming to an end there. I'll just do 1 more minute so I can show you this. So let's see, I want to mix a color. So I have this vermilion, this bright orange, but I don't want it to be that. I want to soften it. All right, I'm going to grab this pink and mix it with that color because I want a softer, I still want it to be orange. I want it to be like a peach. I want to approach a peachy vibe. And do a little oval, a peach, maybe a little bit darker. Still has the red vermilion. And maybe one with, I dirtied up my cream, but that's okay. Add some cream, beige, to get another circle. And it's just such lovely paper. I love how it soaks in. It's just yummy. Maybe I can do this bright yellow with that orangey and see what I get there. Ooh. On top here so they're overlapping. Nice. I'm gonna let that dry just like that, and I think we'll be able to cut little sections of it later on. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.